What's up, Brian?
Hey man, hey, what's going on?
Man, everything is good. Hold on, let me lower this. I was just chilling out with a little Chris. There you go. How are you, man?
Really good, really good. It seems like you're doing great yourself.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. Just trying to stay busy, make do, and living life to the best. I was just trying to find you on. You're not on Instagram, are you?
No,
Okay, I got you.
no. I'm on Twitter, but not Instagram yet. So,
Gotcha. Yeah, man, you got to get on there. All the musicians there, TikTok. Especially if you're
cool.
doing this. With
Yeah,
music.
yeah. Definitely,
Once
definitely. Wow.
So awesome, bro. Looking forward to it. I don't know what happened yesterday. I was sitting there and waiting and waiting and waiting. The link that just didn't want to pop up. So
Yeah. Eh,
all
it
good.
worked today. It worked today. So,
Yeah, we're
yeah.
good. But
So
you know
cool.
what? You're sending the first email went through, which is fine. But today's emails, I don't think I've got them in yet. I have nothing that came in yet. I mean, that's neither here or there now because we're
Right.
already
Yeah.
on here.
Cool.
But yeah, check your server, man, just in case, because I just tested it out
Uh-huh.
from three computers. I'm getting emails, but I'm not
Yeah.
getting yours. So
Well, you got this one, so that's
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
cool. So Manny Cabo, born in Newark, raised in Elizabeth. We know each other a little over 10 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We first met with Grand Life Suite. Um, Put out a disc back then too, and you know, you just keep on moving on. I mean, like, I'm surprised. I got the interview. Looks like you're busy all the time,
Yeah, well, listen, I got to make time for my old peeps, man. And like you
right?
said, we go way back, so it's definitely a priority. I'm just glad it worked out before I leave tomorrow.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Let's start off with your photography. How's that going?
It's going great, man. I mean, I took a step back here because the tour and the music releases, but yeah, I get down to Nashville probably twice a year and photograph well over 20 artists a year. Still doing that for their branding, promotions, new releases. That's something that will always be there, man. I just enjoy it. Plus, it allows me to bridge that gap, working for labels for so many years and magazines that cater to the musical side of things. So I know what they want and I know what's going to best visually represent the artist.
You also did a couple movies back a while ago and stuff like that. Do you do anything anymore, or
I have not. I've turned down a couple of cool roles, but I honestly, not to sound pretentious, I just don't have time to fit it in, with the voiceovers, photography, releases, the podcast. It's impossible. So I've got to be very selective. That's one of my biggest weaknesses. You have to learn how to say no. Can't say yes
right?
to
Yeah.
everything. You just can't, and nowadays it's all about sustaining a career. So, you got to make money doing what I love to do. So I can't do freebies anymore.
Right. Yeah. I understand that. I
Yeah.
understand that. People don't understand. Business is
No.
business.
Yeah.
Friendship, friendship.
Absolutely.
So, also, happy birthday to your mother.
Thank you, man. Totally appreciate that. That's
You
good. A
know,
great memory, man. I don't know if you've seen the post, but yeah, man, it's we had a great day yesterday. Absolutely. Nice peaceful day, but
uh,
celebrated it the way we like, which is just tranquil. My life is already crazy. I don't need craziness on my special holidays and.
tell me a little bit about the book Soul.
Yeah, listen, that book is definitely a huge accomplishment for me, and I released it during a very difficult time. But I think it's going to cater to everyone with respect to how to make life's transitions. Making those pivotal moments in life,
Right.
because if you read the book, which I encourage you to, I
Uh
may
huh.
be a little biased, but
Uh huh.
it's artist oriented. It tells a
Right.
story of an artist who apparently had the rug swept under her feet. Her career came to a staggering halt.
Right.
But with that mindset of resilience, other avenues,
Right.
miraculously opened up. Now, miracles to me happen when you stay in this element of perseverance and resilience. So if you notice all the characters of the book, I sprinkled a little bit of Manny into all of them,
Right.
and it's just a way of encouraging people to
Uh
never
huh.
give up. We hear it all the time, never give up. But, most of us, the human tendency is to cater to the hardships in life and to see what reality is. And essentially, what is right now isn't your future. We should
Right.
live in the moment, but the best way to at least predict the future or where we're going is to focus on right now, full intent on the current. So that's what the book's all about, man, is perseverance.
Did you write the book when the pandemic was around, or
A
how'd you have
little bit.
time?
It's a little bit at a time, it came to fruition obviously this year, but it's been up here
Right.
for a long time. I've always been encouraged to write a book. I've had a lot of journeys, a lot of loss over the past couple of years. I've done accomplished a lot in the entertainment space. So there's a lot to share, if you
Right.
will, and I do it with the impetus of entertaining and empowering and inspiring people. You know what I'm all
Right.
about. I
Yeah.
don't tell
Right.
you,
Yeah. Uh, like I said, back in 2009, you did a special benefit for
God, 2009.
for us. That was a while ago and stuff
Yeah, it
like that.
was, man.
But I mean, you're a guy who always gives back to the community and is always helpful. Like you said, is there times you can't say no, I can't do it,
You
but I'll
know,
try.
and that's a great question. I get that frequently asked. And it depends on the situation because obviously integrity is a big deal. So if I'm already committed to something else, and rightfully
Right.
so, I've got to commit to that. But if I'm available, I'd have to analyze what the event is about or what the situation is about. And if it's something that's in alignment with me, then absolutely. But like
Right.
I said, sometimes you have to say no. And here's the caveat that a lot of people don't understand. If they get upset or they get irritated, that's not my problem.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, people need to understand that I have a life that I need to attend to, and it don't take things personal. I learned that a long time ago, maybe way late in my life, but
Right.
I learned that you can't take things personal. You really, really can't. People have circumstances that unfortunately will not allow them to entertain your offerings, and that's
Right.
okay. You
Right.
know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. It is sometimes very difficult because I enjoy helping and I enjoy providing and giving back, as you said. But
Right.
sometimes you just can't, and it's unfortunate, but that's the way, that's the roll of the dice sometimes.
Right. Tell me a little bit about "Take You Home Tonight."
Oh, the new one.
Yeah, the new
Yeah.
single.
Just had a blast writing that. That again, that song was written close to, I don't know, 6 years ago. It started as just a little strum.
Right.
And then, while I was living in Nashville, a good friend of mine, producer, co-writer, Craig Wilson, and I combined and we finished the song. And it was great because I just had him on, did an Instagram live, and we discussed, the journey of the song. And it's pretty cool when you listen to the initial stages of a piece of music, a stripped down raw demo
Right.
and the finished product. And the thing with me is when I write a song, I already hear what I anticipate it sounding as an end product. And that's one of the things that I love about writing and why other writers are very receptive to my style writing as a drummer. I
Right.
hear the beats. It was just a fun song, and it's about losing someone early on in life, whether it was a puppy love thing or that first special person that really resonated with you
Right.
and you lost her or you lost him. It doesn't matter what gender. And then later on, fast forward in life, you have an opportunity, as serendipity would have it. They appear once again in your life when you least expect it, and you get a little second chance to rekindle those original sparks. So it's a pretty
Right.
cool song, man.
You working on other stuff too?
Oh yeah. The whole plan is one single every 7 weeks. It's a total of
Okay.
11 singles. I dropped
I
four.
saw that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. One with Breakaway, which is great. Another song that I co-wrote with a dear friend of mine, Scott Wilson. We wrote that 10 years ago and it just got Grammy consideration. So I'll
Wow.
be at the
Cool.
Grammys this year.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's
Wow.
going to go, but to be part of the event is going to be amazing with
Uh-huh.
Breakaway. And then Mi Angelito, which I translated in Spanish, is an original Seven Dust song. And I
Wow.
got to be on stage to perform that song.
Wow.
Lajan and I exchanged verses. He
Wow.
sang in English, I sang one in Spanish. So that was cool. So the first four have been epic. And obviously, the song I wrote for my daughter, I Saw the Light,
Right.
went global. New
Uh,
Zealand alone got 30,000 requests for the song. So it's still there. So I guess the drive behind doing this is to the whole out of sight out of mind. We have to stay active. You got to keep putting material out, and I love putting music out, so it's
right.
definitely not an arduous task. I mean, the only difficult thing is to stay up at the marketing. It's a lot of micro content, but
Uh-huh.
it's a lot of fun creating it, but it is a lot of work, and the caveat is you have to do it consistently. But yeah, the first four songs have been epic, have been a fun time, and there's still what 7 more. So
Wow. Everybody, watch out for that. Right.
yeah, in January, the next one's coming out. So I'm going to start posting that within a couple of weeks. So I'm really excited. And I do the photography for all my album covers. I mean, why not? I've been doing it for
Yeah.
artists for so many years. You
Right.
save
Yeah.
a lot of on overhead.
Wow. Tell me, was the voice a big impact for you?
Well, yeah, man, it changed my life. It exposed me to so many people that some had no idea that I sang.
Right. Yeah.
No. But the thing I love about the voice, I think it gave me an opportunity to showcase my voice in other realms, to
Right. Yeah.
use my voice as a tool of empowerment, to
Right.
inspire, my fellow artists or whoever it is that I can share my knowledge with and my experience with. So with that being said, it's definitely an experience that I will be forever grateful. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about some of them pictures, the framed pictures behind
Oh, back there. Well, you know what? I call that the eagle wall,
you. Okay.
and not out of conceit or arrogance. It's just we all have these moments where we're like, what the hell was I thinking jumping into this entertainment space, quote
Right.
unquote? So when all seems dark and bleak, and even though I don't entertain that, but we do
Uh-huh.
sometimes, it's just part of life. I just turn around and I gaze at it and I'm like, man, I've done a lot of pretty cool things in my life, and I
Right.
can't quit now. I've invested way too much time and effort and money, and I shed a lot of tears in this industry. It's a daily reminder
Right.
that I'm grateful to be doing the things that I love in life. And that for me is success. That's
Yeah.
happiness for me. Engaging in the activities that you truly, truly enjoy in life and be able to do that on a daily basis and sustain a career to provide for your family. So
Right.
that's one of the reasons why. And it's all performance shots.
Uh,
Myself on the voice, the front cover picture of my dad, who I just recently lost to COVID, and who's the reason why I became a photographer, and for that matter, for anything creative that I've done. It's
right.
because of him, and performances with American Young Voices, Chicago. Oh my God, Appleberry. He's the
Uh-huh.
producer of Stone Temple Pilots. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on there. And look over toward the right. Can't really see it here, but the original Imagine John Lennon lyrics that was sent to
Wow.
me by a fan who knows I love John Lennon. I got that. I was like, wait, what? So, I've been pretty fortunate, to
Right.
have the supporters that have been behind me for so many years. And without them, I wouldn't be able to do this. There's so many people that I'd like to thank for me being able to sit here,
Right.
and talk to you even.
Right.
So
Yeah.
absolutely, man. It's been a great journey, and there's a lot more coming. My best years are still to come, man.
Before you go on stage, you have any kind of regiment, or do you get nervous? Do you, or you're,
Nah, man.
confident, or you're
No.
cool?
Yeah, fear is something that I never entertain, and that took a lot of work. I just before a show, I like to, and it's funny, but if you interview the guys from the Wizards, they'll tell you
Uh-huh.
before I go on stage, any stage,
Uh-huh.
even while the roadies and all the behind the scenes guys, we call the unsung heroes, prepare our show for us. I sit on stage and I look out in the audience and I pay my gratitude.
Uh-huh.
Every show for me is huge. You know, that's first and foremost. And I meditate at least 10 hours during the show.
Right.
Obviously, you do your vocal warm ups, but not so much with respect to scales and stuff like that. I warm up my body, do occasional breathing exercises. I've been pretty fortunate to deal with some of the best vocal coaches in the business that
Right.
have explained strategic methods to really warm up your voice more effectively. That's definitely one of them. Tons of water, room
Right.
temperature
Yeah.
water, and occasional bourbon, to take the edge off. If you want to call me, if you want to call it nervous, if anything, it's an edge, right? I'm
Right. Uh-huh.
excited to get on
Yeah.
stage. And that's another thing that I share with artists, fear and excitement is something that the brain can distinguish.
Right. Yeah.
If we're coming from a place of fear, you're coming from a place of ego. It's about you.
Right.
But if you're coming from a place of excitement, I can't wait to get on stage to entertain, then you're coming from a place of service and you're putting the audience first. And that's the space that I usually like to connect myself with, which has been advantageous in every performance that I do. Because let's face it, we can't always have a stellar performance. As
Right.
much as we want, either we're not feeling well or our vocal cords aren't delivering the notes that we want. So you have to learn how to make adjustments. But those are some of the regiments that I
Right.
do on a daily basis before I perform. Yeah, it's very cool. You got to sleep, man. That's very important too. Sleep is hugely important. Partying will not serve you, especially as a vocalist. It's not
Right.
like I can play guitar and my string pops, get another guitar. That doesn't
Right.
work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or a pair of drumsticks crack.
Right. Yeah.
Reach down, grab another pair, and keep on going. But not with this one.
Wow. Tell me a little bit about the Wizard of Winter. I mean, you guys played a state theater. I mean, that's Jersey bound.
Yeah, man. You know what? we play so many beautiful theaters, and for that alone, it's so gratifying because I'm obsessed with those turn of the century style theaters, very regal, high ceilings, painted. The balconies. We just performed in Pittsfield, Massachusetts.
Uh-huh.
Theater was built in 1904. I mean,
Wow.
it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. The seating, the height. You didn't even want to go up there because it doesn't look stable, but it truly is. I think they spent like $24 million on the renovations. But yeah, these theaters that we're performing have been fantastic, and the State Theater was such a great crowd. I mean, we're playing packed houses, so
Right.
loving what we're doing. And the thing is, we're going to be busier next year. We're already starting to book for next year, so we're
Wow.
really truly looking forward to it. And again, I'm grateful for this tour because during the slow months, let's face it, this is the winter months,
Right.
and for some, it's not that as exciting. Some
Right.
people are actually depressed during this time of year, whether you lost a loved one or the finances aren't there. So it gives us a great opportunity to, spread some cheer, as they would say, or put some smiles on people's faces. So it's definitely advantageous with respect to that.
If you had a chance to do a duet with somebody that you haven't worked with in the past, who would that be?
Paul McCartney, man, that's a
Oh
no
man.
brainer. I'm a big Beatles fan, and I believe it'll happen. I'm
Uh-huh.
getting there. I get these little signs from time to time, writing song. It's either him or Barry Gibb. Like
Uh-huh.
Barry Gibb. I'm like, people,
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, look up Barry Gibb. I mean, the guy's a genius. The Bee Gees did stuff that probably, I don't know, 99.9% of the artists have never done. Reinvented themselves, what, three times, sold more
Right.
albums, created genres of music, if you think about it. So those are two people that I would truly love because, the ones that would have been pretty cool have left us way too soon. Chris
Right.
Cornell was one of them. I love him as a vocalist. Um, but there are a few, but I would think from the top of my head, those two I would definitely like. Now, if you said females,
Uh-huh.
it's a toss up. I think between I would. Well, that's a good one. That's even more difficult than the guys. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that for a second. I'm gonna have to think about that for a second. I mean, Celine Dion, Barbara
Uh-huh.
Streisand, the classics.
Yeah.
Just because of the wisdom. They're so tenured in the industry. Whitney would have been one. Unfortunately, she's no longer here with us, obviously. But yeah, I would probably say those two because of their vocal prowess, no less. Just to sit there and listen to them sing. Who cares if we even write a song?
Right.
Oh my God, yeah, that'd be pretty epic.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
If you got a chance to play another country, what country would you want to, play at?
The UK, definitely. Actually, New Zealand and UK got tons of fans in New Zealand, and the UK. Obviously, they're loving my music. I guess it's because I've always had an attachment to the UK.
Right.
I grew up listening to bands from the UK. So there's always been an attachment there from early on. Def Leppard days.
Right. Yeah.
Zeppelin, you name it. So I've always had an affinity for great English rock. And I've been there, as a
Uh-huh.
photographer. I've been to
Right. Yeah.
York, multiple cities. It's just a beautiful, beautiful country. But one place, believe it or not, I would love to visit would be Scotland.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
without a
cool.
doubt.
That's
It's
cool.
just beautiful out there. I would probably have a very difficult time understanding them because of their dialect, but
Right.
it's fascinating. It's fascinating. I checked out the show Shetland, and ever since I saw that show, I need to go to Scotland. I really do. I mean,
Wow.
just for the landscapes, I would probably not even write music. I'd be too busy taking photographs around the entire country.
Before a show or after a show, is there any like particular food you like to eat before or after the show?
Oh, anything and everything, brother. There is no, it's no holds barred usually because the reason why I guess it's I give it my all, and most singers, most performers, I should say, like to admit to that. But I do. I know I give it my all. I am shot, so I need to replenish. Although I don't really go much with the heavy foods, maybe a slice of pizza
Uh-huh.
or a sandwich of some sort. But yeah, I definitely have to have some sustenance. Nothing in particular,
Right.
nothing
Yeah.
in particular, but I just got to eat whatever they have. In most cases, I just gobble down, man. I'm a freaking animal when my family would rather clothe me than feed
Right.
me. you know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow. So what's the plans for next year? What do you got coming up?
man, keep it going. I'm on a nice little roller coaster ride here into success, man. The singles keep dropping. The voiceover career is taking off. Obviously, I'm going to keep on writing more music, more photo shoots. The podcast is taking off. It's still in the top 0.5% in the world. It got up to the top 100 on iTunes. It's, like I said earlier before, as I alluded to the fact that, sometimes you have to focus on what's important. And right now, the tour is. I don't do anything except focus on the tour.
Right.
I like to devote my attention to one thing. I could definitely, multitask. It's not an issue. Like, for example, we've been home for a week, just getting ready, anticipate for the second leg. So I'll catch up on a couple of things, but I don't like to really dive in deep. I like to finish one project and move on to the next. So right now it's full devotion toward the tour and give the best performances that I can.
What's your feeling about vinyl coming back?
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's taken way too long, but I guess it's the perfect time and place for everything. And I think vinyl is a timeless medium. And I'm definitely planning, once all these releases are out, I'm going to release a limited edition vinyl, maybe 500 copies, and that's it. And there's a lot of amazing material that's going to be on there. 11 songs, obviously. So it's the best stuff that I've ever written, and the reception has been great. So I think it's kind of a no-brainer for me to want to do that because they're collector item pieces. And in fact, Steve Brown, the guitar player that he's on the Wizards of Winter, performs with me from Trickster and Def Leppard. He just released his limited edition vinyl for Trickster. It's absolutely amazing. It's got this blue color and tone. Oh, it's awesome. So, my brain is working. The wheels are turning. I don't know if you could smell the wood burning. Got some ideas with respect to just creating a vinyl. Yeah.
So, what's your perception of Steve Brown? I did see the vinyl on the media and stuff like that. How is he as a person?
Oh, Steve is badass. I love that kid. He's like a little brother. I mean, he's so seasoned, professional, kind, humble, everything that you could want in a fellow musician to work with. I just don't work with nonsense. I don't know if you can curse. I'm going to refrain from doing anything like that, but I just don't be a dick is what I'm saying. And he's the furthest thing from. Such a nice dude and so talented.
So Manny, it was great talking to you. And did I miss anything you want to talk about?
No, man, you covered everything. Just, tell people to keep streaming. Look me up at mannycabo.com. Everything that has to do with Manny Cabo in my world is on that site, from the podcast to photo shoots to the tour. Everything is there. Would love to have you on, become part of the Manny pack. And hope to see you guys at the next show, the next stream, the next live, wherever.
And where's Wizard of Winter playing coming up?
Oh, man. Let's see if I can see it from here. We've got the Villages, Florida, Kentucky, Canton, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Easton. We've got North Carolina, Bristol, Virginia, Millville, New Jersey, New Hampshire, Staten Island, and then 3 shows at Busch Gardens. We're all over the place, man.
Do you actually get to see any of the, I guess, the places that you go instead of just sleeping and like playing?
Well, yeah, sometimes we have a little bit of time throughout the day because, sound check is consistently been 4:30. So throughout the day, whenever we wake up, I mean, I wake up at 5 in the morning. So I'll roam around in the city and check out the sites. Most things aren't open until 10 o'clock. But and now this time of year, it's not as warm outside, if you know what I mean.
It was cold this morning.
Right. Although like places like North Carolina, we'll be down in Moorhead. Oh, my God, it's incredible. Sharon and Scott, the founders of the Wizards, they have a house down there, so we're pretty fortunate to see the sights. The beach down there is just spectacular because you can literally sit on the beach and see the sunrise and then see the sunset, both on the same play. Just turn your head at different parts of the day, And so there is that, and some cities are so amazing. I would like to have some more time to spend, but unfortunately, we're in and out of cities, man. I do try to squeeze in a little bit of sightseeing, without a doubt.
Like you said, most of your shows, or all of them, are sold out. When you get on stage and you look out and see all them people, what goes through your mind?
Oh, man, gratitude, brother. Nothing but that's the first thing. I'm just grateful. I love it. I love packed houses. I feed off the energy. It's a very visceral vibe. So I'm just grateful for it, man. There's no other word, just gratitude, brother. I don't think of anything. I don't think of what to say, what to do other than what I've planned to sing or choreographed to do on stage, but nothing but gratitude. Just take it all in and just hope for the next one to be just as great.
Well, you have any new endorsements you want to talk about or anything going on?
Yeah, man. Let's see. Well, not necessarily new endorsements, working with probability with Universal Audio. Audio 64 has reached out. I've been with West Tone for so many years. They have change in management stuff.
Right.
I don't know. There's a couple of things on the table right now. Let's just leave it at that. And hopefully, the beginning of the year, there are going to be some changes or some additions, whichever way you want to look at it. So, yeah, there's a few companies out there that have reached out, which is really humbling. But again, I have to find out to see if they're in alignment with my message. And we both know what my message is.
Manny, thanks a lot. I appreciate your chat and stuff like that. You're doing great, man. You're really doing great.
Man, it's just, it's a lot of hustling, brother. That's all it is. That's my superpower. Just grinding, 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 falling in love with the journey, falling in love with the grind, man. That's what it is.
I
You have
mean,
to.
back in 2009 when you stopped over my house, it's like, oh, look at them, right? I mean, we
Yeah,
have
man.
pictures in the house, this in the house,
And
and
I'm the same guy, bro. I haven't changed. Everyone around me has changed. Unfortunately, people are just
right.
nuts. I've been the same bald guy, wise
Uh-huh.
ass t-shirt wearing, rocking, loving dude. I mean, this is
Right.
it. This is what you're gonna get.
That's
And
true.
I think people should definitely just be comfortable in their own skin. I see
Right.
too
Yeah.
many people out there trying to be a charlatan, be something that they're not. And you know what?
Right.
People smell BS a mile away. Integrity is a big deal for me. So I choose to be the same, knucklehead that you met those years back, brother.
Thanks a lot, Manny. Would you like to say anything to the fans out there?
I love you. I appreciate you. And the more the merrier, man. That's it.
Cool, cool. Thanks a lot, Manny.
So welcome, brother. Have a great weekend.
Bye bye.